You ever ask your super smart AI for something amazing, and what you get back sounds like, I don't know, a screeching cat?
Uh-huh. It feels like someone handed you this incredible instrument, a Stradivarius, but you only know how to play, like, beginner scale.
Yeah.
All that power, but the results. Kind of disappointing.
Yeah, and that AI sameness you see everywhere online, where everything just sounds flat.
Exactly. We're going to dive into why that happens and, more importantly, how we can fix it.
Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we are unpacking a framework that could really change how you talk to AI. It's called RICECO.
Think of it like the sheet music for your AI. It helps turn that generic noise into something, well, symphonic. No more bland, cookie-cutter outputs.
We'll go through each part: role, instruction, context, examples, constraints, and output format. 6 key things.
And then we'll touch on a simpler version for everyday stuff and a way to really refine your prompts over time.
Yeah, the goal here is to help you shift from just, throwing prompts out there to actually being an architect of the AI's response.
Crafting stuff that's genuinely exceptional, tailored every time. Let's make some music.
So a lot of us, myself included sometimes, we just talk to AI like we're chatting, right? Expecting magic.
But that often just leads to that sameness, that flood of content that sounds like a robot wrote it.
Right. If your prompt is just write an article about plants, well,
You're basically just adding to the noise floor online.
yeah.
The AI is powerful, yeah, but it's definitely not reading your mind.
And that's where this RICECO framework comes in. It's a more structured way, a systematic set of instructions.
Like that sheet music idea. It guides the AI past the generic stuff, helps it
Yeah.
produce something, actually beautiful, exceptional.
It's a 6-step formula, kind of like a chef getting everything prepped, the mise en place before cooking, for perfect AI output.
You might not need all 6 steps for every single prompt, that's true, but knowing them, that's the key to really leveling up what you create.
Okay, so let's start at the beginning. What's that very first ingredient if you want a unique perspective from the AI?
It really comes down to giving the AI a specific persona, a character or point of view to adopt.
Right, R for role. So assigning a role, it's like casting a really good method actor in a film.
Exactly. It instantly changes the whole vibe. The tone, the words it chooses, its perspective, everything shifts.
Imagine telling your AI, okay, now you're a board-certified sleep doctor.
Right. And then for the next prompt, telling it, okay, switch gears. Now you're an absolutely exhausted parent trying to give advice to other parents. The difference is going to be massive.
So let's take that sleep advice example. If you just ask, give me advice on how to get better sleep, what do you get?
Probably something pretty generic, like a basic Google search result. Technically okay, but totally uninspired.
But if you add the role, you are a board-certified sleep doctor with 20 years of clinical experience. Give me advice.
Then, suddenly, the output changes. It gets concise, it's evidence-based, it probably uses more clinical terms, feels like a professional consult.
Or the other way. You are a sleep-deprived parent writing a blog post for other exhausted parents.
And boom, it's conversational, it's empathetic, maybe even a little funny, full of practical tips that actually resonate with parents who are in the trenches.
Wow. So the basic task, give sleep advice, didn't change at all.
Nope. But the role fundamentally shifted how the AI approached it, how it thought, how it spoke, not just what it said.
That's pretty powerful. Just defining who the AI should be changes the nuance that much.
And here's a pro tip. Try the expert panel prompt. You actually ask the AI to embody multiple roles at the same time, maybe conflicting roles.
Like a skeptical professor, a super optimistic VC, and maybe a pragmatic engineer all arguing about AI consciousness.
Exactly. It forces the AI to explore different angles, generate a more nuanced discussion, moves beyond just one simple answer. Great for brainstorming complex topics.
Okay, so we've cast our actor with the role. Now, how do we make sure they know exactly what scene they're in, what to do?
That comes down to giving it really clear, precise, unambiguous commands. Instruction.
Got it. I is for instruction, the core action you want the AI to take.
And vagueness here is your enemy. Vague instructions, you get vague generic results every time.
You got to think like a good commander. You said, go take that hill isn't enough.
Right. It needs to be. Take that hill, flank from the east, use available cover, establish defense by sundown. See the difference. Precision.
This is where the specificity principle comes in. You need to ditch those fuzzy words like engaging or cool or professional.
Yeah, those are like empty calories for an AI. It doesn't know what you really mean by engaging. It's just guessing.
Let's say you want a YouTube short script. A weak instruction is, write me an engaging YouTube short about prompting tips.
The AI just throws darts in the dark, hoping to hit engaging.
But a strong instruction, maybe something like, write a 60-second YouTube short script on prompting tips. Start with a strong curiosity gap hook. Include a scroll-stopping visual anchor in the first 3 seconds.
Now you've given it concrete, objective things to aim for. You translated your subjective desire engaging into specific parameters.
So instead of just asking for creative, you might say, write in the style of a 1940s hard-boiled detective novel.
Exactly. Precision is totally power when you're talking to AI.
And there's this technique, chain of thought prompting.
Ah, yeah, that's a really useful one. You basically tell the AI, hey, before you give me the answer, show me your work. Think step by step.
Okay.
So for anything involving complex logic or math problems or reasoning, telling it to outline your entire chain of thought step by step makes a huge difference in accuracy.
And you can see how it got the answer. More transparent.
Precisely.
All right. So the AI knows who to be, role, and what to do. Instruction. What else does it need to really understand the situation, the world around the task?
It needs the backstory, the context. You need to give it the details about the audience, the purpose, the background, the tone, its whole worldview for this task.
See, for context, this is the whole setting the story so far. You said this is the step people skip most often.
Yeah, I think so. And it's like asking an actor to perform without telling them anything about the play or their character's history. The result is going to be flat, give it motivation, the full scene.
So you mentioned 4 pillars for great context.
First, audience. Who's this for? Beginners, experts, loyal customers. Second, background. Where does this live? Is it for a business blog, social media, a specific scenario?
Okay, audience, background.
Third, purpose. Why are we even doing this? To teach something, to persuade, to sell, just to entertain.
Yeah.
And fourth, tone. How should it sound? Witty, super formal, empathetic, casual.
Let's take an example. Write a 500-word blog post about AI video tools without context.
You get a generic overview. Probably not very useful.
Yeah.
Pete, just a list of tools, maybe.
But if we add context, audience, non-tech small business owners, background. It's for a marketing agency's blog. Purpose. Get them excited about turning podcasts into YouTube shorts easily. Tone. Simple, practical, inspiring.
See, now it's not just a generic list. It becomes a highly targeted, persuasive piece that actually speaks to those business owners about their needs. Totally different outcome.
And you shouldn't be afraid to give it a lot of context for complex tasks, like a brain dump.
Absolutely not. AI can process pages of text almost instantly.
Yeah.
Better to give it too much background than too little. Over-deliver on the context.
What about for ongoing projects? Like if you're always writing for the same brand voice?
That's where a persona document comes in super handy. It's like a master file with all your standard context, your audience profile, your brand voice guidelines, your company mission, stuff like that.
So you create this document once.
And then for future prompts, you just tell the AI, hey, first, read and fully internalize this persona document.
Yeah.
Everything you generate needs to align with it. It's a huge time saver. Keeps everything consistent.
Okay, role, instruction, context. We're building a really detailed prompt. Now, how do we make sure the quality or the style of the output matches what we want? Something really specific.
That's where examples come in. You show, don't just tell. Provide concrete examples of excellent output. Mid-roll sponsor, read insert point.
Okay, we're back. We were just talking about ensuring the AI output matches a specific quality or style. You said E, for examples, is key.
Yeah, absolutely. If you need a very specific structure or a particular tone or a certain format, showing the AI really high-quality examples, that often has the biggest, most immediate impact on the output.
It's like training an apprentice, right? You don't just describe the perfect report, you show them one.
Exactly. It's way faster. This technique, by the way, is often called few-shot prompting. You're giving the AI a few shots, a few examples to learn from directly.
Let's think about a newsletter. If you just say, write a newsletter about the top 3 AI news stories this week.
You'll likely get a blob of text, probably unstructured, maybe kind of dry, generic. But if you provide an example from a previous week, you say, act as my newsletter co-writer. You need to follow the exact same tone, style, and format as this example below, and then you paste in your best one. Now the AI gets it. It sees your custom sections, your specific way of phrasing things, your intro style, your outro. It learns not just what topics to cover, but how you actually write the newsletter.
The quality jump must be significant.
Oh, it's huge. And this isn't just for writing, remember. You can use examples for anything structured. Getting code output in the right JSON format. Complex logic patterns. Show it an example.
That makes sense. And you had a pro-level tip for sales and marketing here.
Yeah, this one's clever. Try giving the AI an anonymized email or inquiry you receive from your absolute ideal customer, the perfect lead.
Okay.
The AI analyzes their language, the specific pain points they mentioned, their professional tone, everything. Then you ask it to craft new outreach messages or marketing copy based on that analysis.
So it learns how your best customers actually think and talk.
Precisely. It helps you create messages that really resonate deeply with that specific customer profile. Super powerful for targeting.
We're building quite a prompt here with RICE, role, instruction, context, examples, what's needed to keep the AI on track. Stop it from just, drifting off into generic AI speak.
That's where constraints come in. You need to set clear rules, boundaries, the rules of the game for the output.
The second C, constraints. Okay, so if context is the worldview, constraints are the hard and fast rules.
Exactly. Think about any game. It needs rules to be fun, challenging, interesting. Without rules, it's just chaos. Your AI needs those boundaries too, to force it to produce focused, high-quality, professional output.
Because by default, these models can be a bit verbose, a bit hedging.
Yeah, they often default to being wordy, playing it safe. Constraints are how you tame that. You force it to be concise, maybe more opinionated, stay aligned with exactly what you need.
So what are some examples of effective constraints?
Well, they can be structural. Your response must be under 100 words, or include exactly one direct quote and one statistic. They can be stylistic. Do not use corporate buzzwords like synergy or leverage, or the tone must be warm and conversational, not formal.
Or even persona-based, like the output needs to sound like it came from a confident founder, not an academic.
Precisely. Or even do not use any hashtags, they are lame. You're giving it direct commands to shape the final output.
And for managing these over time, especially on big projects,
you can add your core constraints right into the AI's custom instructions or settings if the platform supports it. It's like establishing the official rulebook for that AI on that project, ensures consistency.
Now, you mentioned a negative constraint technique. What's that?
This is really useful when you notice the AI keeps making the same mistakes or falling into bad habits. You explicitly tell it what not to do.
Oh, okay. So you'd literally say something like, do not use exclamation points. Do not use marketing buzzwords. Do not make the response longer than 150 words.
Exactly. It's very direct. It helps quickly steer the AI away from those default, often annoying AI-sounding patterns and towards something more unique.
I have to admit, I still wrestle with prompt drift myself sometimes. The AI just seems to forget the earlier instructions or constraints over a longer conversation.
Oh, totally. It happens. Negative constraints are a great tool to help tighten that up when you see it starting to drift.
So we've guided the AI to create some amazing content using RICEC, role, instruction, context, examples, constraints. How do we make sure the final presentation is useful, immediately usable?
Right. That final step is crucial. You need to specify the exact structure, the presentation, how you want the information packaged.
Oh, for output format. This is about how the AI structures the response.
Yeah. Think of it like having a really fine wine. Just getting the wine, the content isn't enough. A messy wall of text, that's like dumping the wine straight onto the table.
Oh, okay.
The output format is the crystal glass, the perfect vessel. It presents the content cleanly, makes it organized, easy to understand, and importantly, ready to use.
And it's not just about making it look nice, is it?
Not at all. It's about making it actionable, sometimes even machine-readable. A well-structured output, like a neat table or a JSON object, can often be plugged directly into other software, other automations. Saves a ton of manual reformatting.
What are some common formats we can ask for?
Oh, lots. Simple tables are great for comparisons. JSON is fantastic if you need structured data for apps or APIs. It's kind of the universal language for that. Markdown is good for creating web-ready text or documents with basic formatting like headings and lists.
You could even ask for a Twitter thread structure.
Absolutely. Format this as a 5-tweet thread. It'll break it down accordingly.
Let's take that software comparison idea again, without specifying format.
You get dense paragraphs, hard to compare tool A versus tool B vs tool C.
But if you add the constraint, present your answer as a 3-column markdown table. Columns, tool name, key features, ideal use case.
Instantly usable, perfectly formatted, easy to scan. You get the information you need at a glance. That single line about format makes all the difference.
Okay, here's a thought. Could you ask for the same information in multiple formats in one go, like a chain of formats?
Whoa. Yes, you absolutely can. That's a really efficient technique.
So I could ask for, say, a summary of an article, and request it as a LinkedIn post and as a 5-point bullet list for Twitter, and maybe that 3-column comparison table, all from the same core content in one single response.
You got it. That is a massive productivity hack, especially for content repurposing. Generate a whole week's worth of social media posts formatted for different platforms with just one smart prompt.
That's seriously impressive. Okay, so after going through all 6 RICECO steps, role, instruction, context, examples, constraints, output format, what does a really top-tier prompt actually look like when it all comes together?
It looks like a precise, highly structured blueprint, something that consistently yields customized, actionable, and genuinely valuable results, not just generic text.
Let's try that real estate example. The bad prompt was just, how can I use AI and automation in my real estate business?
Yeah, super vague. You'll get a useless, generic answer that doesn't help your specific business at all.
But a RICECO enhanced prompt would be much more detailed.
Right. You define the role. You are a business growth strategist specializing in real estate tech. The instruction. Identify the top 3 AI opportunities for my specific business. Create a prioritized action plan focusing on time savings and revenue generation.
Okay, then add context, details about the agency size, location, current challenges, specific goals, maybe the tech stack.
Then maybe examples. Here's an example of a lead qualification automation that worked well for a similar agency. Add constraints. The solutions must be implementable by a non-technical person within a $500 monthly budget and require less than 10 hours setup time.
And finally, the output format. Present this as an AI and automation playbook with clear sections for opportunity, action steps, estimated time saved, and required budget.
You see the difference. The output from that prompt is going to be completely customized. It addresses the specific market, the budget, the time limits, the unique pain points.
And you mentioned it could even project things like 8-12 hours of weekly time savings?
Yeah, because you gave it the context and constraints needed to make those kinds of specific, relevant calculations. It's not generic advice anymore. It's a tailored strategy.
Now, that full RICECO framework seems incredibly powerful for these big, complex tasks, but you also mentioned it might be overkill for simpler, everyday prompts.
That's right. For probably 80% of the things you ask an AI to do day to day, you don't necessarily need all 6 steps every single time. You can get fantastic results focusing on what I call the ICC method.
ICC, instruction, context, and constraints.
Exactly. Think of it as the 80-20 of prompting. These 3 are often the most crucial ingredients for getting good results quickly.
So the must-haves. A clear instruction, what exactly should it do? Essential context, who is this for, why does it matter? And clear constraints, the key boundaries or rules.
Nail those 3 and you'll already be way ahead of most generic prompts.
Let's try that Twitter example again with just ICC. The week prompt was, write a Twitter post about ChatGPT tips.
Generic, forgettable output guaranteed.
But a strong ICC prompt might be instruction. Write a Twitter thread. Give me 5 practical lessons learned from using ChatGPT daily.
Okay.
Context. My audience is indie creators and solo entrepreneurs. They want practical AI tips, not hype.
Got it.
And constraints. Keep the tone clear, non-technical, and casually insightful. No marketing buzzwords or hype. No hashtags, please.
Perfect. That ICC prompt is clean, clear, and gives the AI enough direction to produce something much, much better than the vague version. It hits the core requirements.
So RICECO for complex stuff, ICC for the daily grind. Makes sense. But even with a great prompt, the first output isn't always perfect, right? You said the real magic is often in the follow-up.
Absolutely. Crafting the perfect prompt often doesn't happen on the first try. It's an iterative process. That's where the EIO process comes in. Evaluate, iterate, and optimize.
EIO. Okay, first E is for evaluate. So don't just accept the first thing the AI spits out.
Right. Put on your detective hat. Really interrogate the results. Don't just passively accept it. Ask clarifying questions.
Like what?
Ask things like, what assumptions did you make when generating this? Or what context might be missing here? And my personal favorite power move. Now, critique your own output. Be brutally honest about its flaws.
Whoa! Asking the AI to critique itself.
Yeah, it's surprisingly effective. It forces the AI to perform self-analysis, often revealing weaknesses or areas for improvement without you having to figure it all out yourself.
Okay, so after evaluating, I is for iterate. This is the back and forth.
Exactly. This is the creative partnership part. You collaborate with the AI, refine the output. Don't be afraid to be a demanding director.
So you'd say things like, okay, rewrite this paragraph to be more concise, or can you add a bit more humor here, or give me 3 different versions of that opening sentence?
Yep. It's this rapid conversational iteration that helps you discover new angles, nail the tone, and really perfect the message.
And finally, O is for optimize. What does that involve?
Once you've iterated and arrived at an output that's perfect, don't just stop there. Optimize the original prompt itself. Incorporate everything you learned during the evaluation and iteration phases.
Ah, so you're improving the recipe for next time, making a reusable tool out of that perfect result.
Exactly. You're creating the reusable mold from your perfect sculpture.
And you can even ask the AI for help with that step too.
For sure. You can literally say, okay, analyze our entire conversation, especially my corrections and requests. Now rewrite my very first prompt so that it would produce this final perfect output directly on the first try.
That's brilliant, turning a successful one-off interaction into a reliable, reusable asset. So when we pull all this together, RICECO, ICC, EIO, what's the really big takeaway here about how we should be thinking about AI, our role in it all?
I think the biggest shift is moving away from just being a passive prompter, someone just asking basic questions,
And becoming
a thoughtful architect, an architect of the AI's interaction, its reasoning, its output.
the RICECO framework, then, it's not just about technical tricks for writing prompts. It's more fundamental, a mindset shift.
Exactly. It's about moving from making vague wishes to providing a clear, detailed blueprint for the AI to follow.
And the benefits are faster workflows, fewer revisions.
And consistently more professional, more reliable, more useful results. It all boils down to communicating with the AI using clarity, structure, and precision.
So for everyone listening, the next time you sit down to work with an AI,
Think ICC for those quick daily tasks, instruction, context, constraints. Get those right first.
and for the bigger, more complex projects, bring out the full RICECO framework. Role, instruction, context, examples, constraints, output format.
Master this way of thinking, this structured approach, and you really will unlock the true potential of AI. It becomes less of a magic box and more of an indispensable partner.
Because ultimately, as we've kind of unpacked today, every truly great AI output, it really does start with a great prompt, a well-architected prompt.
Couldn't agree more.
So maybe something to think about. What possibilities does this kind of structured prompting open up for your work, your creativity? Worth considering as you go out and architect your AI future.
Thanks for diving deep with us today.
Until next time.